Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite amateur racer, probably, Unroyal, and today we're at Nürburgring, and I'm driving the Trans Am now. Last time I really raced this thing, I ran out of gas at Road Atlanta. So I gotta be careful in the car, or at least that's what I remember. I could have raced it at some point afterwards, but actually I think I raced it with Unearthly DNA one day, but either way. Going around, what was that, Hawking? Ended up having quite a few people jumping around, and we got an Evo going for a dive bomb. Luckily, I was able to be out of his way. He backed off just in time. Going into Mercedes Arena. Really want to build an Evo in this game at some point. Might actually sit down and do that after I do this voiceover or something. But either way, going around for the curve right now while I'm driving a Pontiac. Just trying to hold off the Evo as best as I can, trying to catch up to third place. Going into a Dunlop Carré. Hopefully I pronounced that one right. I always feel bad trying to pronounce some of these corner names, especially if they're in a whole different country and all that. I mean, I am from the U.S. where we speak either Texan or Midwestern, so... And it looked like the Gilead one just got spun out. Gave me third place rather easily. Going into a Michelin curve, slowly... Well, I was slowly reeling in, I was slowly reeling in, Jarvo's Smurf? Or Jarvo Smurf? Arvo Smurf? Hopefully one of those has to be the right pronunciation, but either way. Slowly trying to keep, or pull him back in. I think at this point, we've got some breathing room. I'm just trying to keep my bearings under control as we got a B-Class starting to catch up. In a, what is that, a Mazda Cosmo or a Porsche? Looks like a Porsche. That's what I'm going to go with. Had to give him some room, let him on through. He's not part of the, well, not part of my race, after all. That's the fun thing about multi-class. You get a bunch of other classes involved, and it gets to the point where I don't want to say it's too much of a challenge, but that's a little bit of an extra challenge when you're in the higher classes, because you gotta hope that the people in the lower classes actually know what they're doing. And of course, I am not one of those people, so I may or may not cause them to wreck from time to time. Kind of like that, what is that little hatchback? A Suzuki something? Honestly, not quite sure what it is from over here. I'm only seeing it in my rear view mirror, so I do remember from recording this that the guy is B-Class, and so far I'm keeping as far ahead from him as I'm actually doing a good job at staying ahead of him. So, and we've got an A-Class BMW. He's gonna just drive right on by, and finally that B-Class. What is that? I think we actually can see it from after this curve. Okay, a Hyundai, and looks like an S-Class guy ended up underestimated where my racing line was going to be. He ended up hitting the brakes, almost spinning out. Well, he did spin out, but now I'm between a Porsche and a Lotus. Had to get out of the way of the Porsche, that way I don't mess up his race too much. That's one thing I don't want to do, is cause a massive pileup. And it looks like the Expo that locked up the brakes and went sideways and started to catch up. Going into a Warsteiner curve. Just gonna keep on the left side, let him on through. Hold my line as good as I possibly can. We got a BMW and a Mustang coming up. I'm just gonna hold the left lane as much as I can as well. Really lock up the brakes, slow down going into NGK chicane. Just let them on through. No need to get in their way too much, even though they kind of messed up my racing line just a little bit, but I'll make that time up. I will make that time up. Now we've got some time to sit back and relax. Maybe have a nice swig of Pepsi, which I'm gonna do. Glad to see Forza still can't do math. But anyways. Excuse me. Pepsi went down the wrong throat, so you might hear me hacking up a lung from time to time. Going through a hog hocking. We got, I think, B-Class again behind me. And once again, holding them off, or doing a really good job at holding them off. Looks like a Lexus from here. Either a Lexus or a Nissan. I can't really tell in my rear view mirror with that emblem. By the way, we're doing a pretty good job at keeping them at bay. Guess it just goes to show how good this Trans Am truly is. Although I built it, tuned it, and all that, so naturally I'm gonna be a little bit better and biased toward it. Anyways, B-Class finally gets around. We're back in our little bit of breathing room, although that Icaro Miranda, I think he's in a Sylvia. And I could have sworn those things were really only good for B-Class, but either way, the car is lightweight at the end of the day, and it's normally really good at these rather technical courses. Now, I do mess up Michelin Curve here, and I end up losing a lot of time. So Icaro Miranda is going to start closing that gap a little bit. And it looks like we got a BMW M1, I want to say that is. I could be mistaken. I'm not quite sure about what my BMWs are. The most I know is the M3 GTR, and that's mainly because of Need for Speed Most Wanted from 2005, so. Anyways, going into the chicane, being sure not to mess it up this time, even though back end did start getting a little squirrely on me. Now we got the BMW right behind me, Icaro Miranda also right behind me. He's going to go ahead and tuck into my draft a little bit. Had to hit the brakes there just to make sure I don't go into the BMW, or at least I think that's a BMW. I could be mistaken on that one. Anyways, now I'm pretty much locked into a battle with Icaro Miranda, who is just going to hide in my draft for right now. I think we have the same amount of power, but I'm sure his car is maybe 100 to 200 pounds lighter, so I'm sure he's going to be able to take these corners a little bit easier than I can. So, in fact, he's starting to show it right here, going around Mercedes Arena. Anyways, I'm just trying to hold my line as best as I possibly can. It seems like he's struggling to find a better line as of right now. Although that could just be me being oblivious to a potential move later on. But either way, going around Valvoline Curve, going into Ford, I take it nice and tight, trying to keep my car pretty much under control, trying to just hold my line, be as predictable as I can. Icaro going in on the inside, I end up braking it and going for the corner there, and he looks like he went for a move there. Didn't quite get it done though, or at least get it started. We're going into Michelin Curve, or no, this Schumacher S, never mind. It looks like I got the better setup going into there, and he ended up messing up quite a bit. So now we're going into Michelin Curve, but he does start reeling me back in as of right now. And of course, I decided to mess up the Warsteiner curve there. So now we're just going to go side by side. He got the way better exit, so he's going to start to pull ahead. I'm just trying to stay as close as I possibly can. I am right into his corner panel, starting to gain time on him, hitting the brakes, going into the chicane, and we end up colliding. I'm going to say that was more my fault than anything. Mainly due to the fact I did go into his the back of his car. But now, almost getting spun out by an RX-8 there. Not quite sure what that was about, but now we gotta do battle with this Lancer once again, but luckily I know we are faster than him. It's just getting around him is gonna be the issue. And we got 10 minutes to do so, so going into hog hocking, trying to make a move. Hikaru, Miranda, luckily he didn't get a penalty with our little collision. Again, I do say that was more my fault than anything. One could argue it was a racing incident, but like I said, I'm saying it's my fault. You guys can tell me in the comments down below whether you guys seen something different. But that's what I'm going to say. But either way, just trying to do our battle with Rebe Lion, R3B3 Lion. Not really sure how you pronounce his name outside of the lion part, but either way, I'm trying to do my thing, try to catch up to him, try to find an opening. I don't know if he's got the line turned on and he's just following it to a T, but either way, it looks like now it's just a three-way battle between me, him, and Hikaru now. Going into Michael Schumacher S. Just staying right on his backside. I did let off there a little bit. I thought I got a little too much curve there. Going into Michelin curve now. I thought he was going to make a mistake there, but it seems like he's got these sections pretty well figured out. Trying to get a good corner exit. Miranda manages to get a better one once again, and at this point I just decided, you know, we're gonna tuck up behind him. I didn't want to cause him to spin out once again. Really kind of felt bad about that one, and of course I lock up the brakes. The back end gets a little squirrely, and Zach Suspects ends up ghosting and goes right through me. Not quite sure what that was about, and later on in the race, you're going to see why I'm kind of concerned with him and why we got the title of the video that we got. So, anyways, at this point, I'm just trying to get my bearings back, trying to make it some time, try to catch back up, going into hog hawking, and Zach ghosts once again in a spot where in a couple spots where he really shouldn't be ghosting. Has anyone else ever seen that, where people are just ghosting left and right? Kind of like right there, where he was in the back of that Lancer there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he is pausing just to be a safe driver, but at the same time, the car's moving a little too fast for that. Is that maybe just a safety rating thing or something, or what? But either way, seems like he's just ghosting a lot. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on it, trying to see what is going on here. Going into Dunlop curve once again, he is ghosted once again, and in the back of the Lancer. And honestly, guys, I'm just going to keep watching this, and you're going to see him ghost quite a bit because, like I said, it's just something I have yet to see in a race, and I was very mesmerized by it, to be completely honest. And there we go again, and he is ghosted. I do mess up my my turn there due to it. Now, this is where I'm going to start really getting confused, because here I am getting close to him. We go side by side. I'm going to go ahead and try to get around him, which successfully does. And now he goes right there, and I'm going to go ahead and do my thing, and he's just going to ghost once again. Like I said, I don't know if he's just pausing it left and right in order to avoid a collision or something, but seems like that's just his goal. Otherwise, if not, then he's probably just hacking or something, because like right now he is still completely ghosted, while he's trying to get past me, so... Like I said, I've never seen that strategy before, trying to get around people. And I don't know how well it's working for him. Kind of like right there. So anyways, I'm going to try and use his ghosting to my advantage at this point. Little video glitch there. Had that in the last video as well. Not quite sure what was causing it, but down to about 5 minutes in the race now. I'm trying to get around Zach and Lion, or at least trying to keep up with them. The ghosting of Zach there, though, very distracting, not gonna lie, hence why I was messing up quite a few of those corners. When I'm trying to get around him, he'll ghost, and kind of makes me think, okay, maybe I got an opening, maybe I don't. But at the same time, just something that, like I said, I've never seen that strategy before. Can someone explain to me whether it is a legit strategy or not, where you're just ghosting through every turn just so you avoid a collision? Or is that some sort of a safety feature due to him possibly being in a ease-rated safety rating? But either way, there he is ghosting once again. Starting to make me think this track is haunted by an RX-8 in what looks like Arctic camo. Anyways, tucked up into his draft right now, just slowly but surely trying to make up some time. And of course, I do need to get around the two of them in order to really start closing the gap. There I am getting around Zach Suspects. Pretty sure he paused there, and that's probably where he lost a lot of his time. And again, he's just constantly pausing left and right. I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but either way, he's behind us. We're just going to focus on Lion here. Staying right in his draft, trying to use the American muscle horsepower under the hood of this thing. I'm pretty sure it has a V8, so that could be most of it. Going into hawking, taking it as tight as I possibly can, getting the move done finally. Back up in the fourth. Now I just gotta try and get as far away from him as possible. And going around Mercedes arena right now, he is gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a dive bomb. Not quite the happiest about that one, not gonna lie. Plus, we're only in the final 2 minutes. He still has some time to try and make a move, but either way, I'm gonna go ahead and just start pulling ahead, start getting as much distance between me and him as possible, because don't forget, I did get what is equivalent to a 2-second penalty, if I were to guess, during our little battle with Icaro Miranda in NGK Chicane. Anyways, going into Dunlop Carre. The RX-8 doing its little pausing the game strategy. Again, I'm not quite sure what was going on in his head to think that was a good idea, but to each their own. I mean, it didn't work out for him in the end, but still, it was like, dude, that's kind of a awkward strategy to be using. Very distracting strategy, so I guess you could confuse your opponents doing that, but at the end of the day, just very concerning and confusing and distracting. Anyways, down to the final minute. We did about 8 laps. We're going on to our 9th. Going into the chicane. I think I finally take it as fast as I would have wanted to from the beginning. Kind of like that. Game is telling me to pit. But we still got, well, we only got 40 seconds left in the race. I still got what telemetry is estimating a lap to go as far as fuel is concerned. And I'm pretty much just pulling away from everyone. It looks like the Gillied one got around the Lancer there. Not quite sure what he's driving, though. From afar, it kind of looked like in a Skyline. but I could be mistaken. And now we got the time remaining blocking his car. I couldn't quite see it. A lot of good races being thrown out there. And a good race for, indeed, outside of my little mess up at NGK Chicane. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it from me. Pretend I said something corny here to get a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. See y'all later.